We're back again on Lutherans Alive with Bishop Kurt Kusserow of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Synod of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. Thanks again, Bishop, for taking the time to be with us and for giving us some really interesting insights into the trip to the Holy Land. And we've talked about awareness today, and awareness that you came to appreciate as you were there in the Holy Land, and talking about some of the things that we can bring back to the United States. And of course, whenever we go on a mission trip or share time and faith with people around the world, there's an opportunity for telling the story, for bringing it back home, and for enabling others to be a part of it as well. Whenever folks hear a program like this, they may say, oh, it must have been really great to go to the Holy Land. I wish I could go.
Sure.
But you do have some thoughts and ideas about ways that we can help them raise awareness, even though they might not have a chance to make that trip.
Yes, being there in person, of course, is a great privilege and honor that the church gave to us, and I appreciate that very much. But for those who can't be there in person and to gain their awareness through accompaniment, I brought back a lot of souvenirs.
Very good.
A lot of what I brought back are printed resources from our churches and schools there in the West Bank. When I say our churches, I mean the Lutheran churches and schools in the West Bank.
That's something that I'm sure surprises a lot of people, just to hear that there are Lutheran Christians in the Holy Land or around that region, but it is true.
Yes, very much. They are such an inspiration to me for people who can use their creativity and their hope to bring good things out of a very difficult situation. Then also some resources that are from the United Nations and other committees in Israel that are concerned about what's happening with the wall. Our own church has a Peace Not Walls campaign that can be found on the ELCA's website. But the resources that I brought back will be housed at our Synod office, and I would be very happy for anyone who wants to take a further look in to come and see what there is, so that even if they can't be there in person, they can look and see the things that we have brought back and get a first-hand report from the people there about the life that they live and the things they're experiencing.
I understand there's also the possibility down the road of a resource center
Yes, there
developing that may also provide a recognizable place for these things to be housed and to be shared.
That is our sincere hope. And not for things like this only, but also for all kinds of things throughout our ministry here in southwestern Pennsylvania, so that congregations can have the same experience of accompanying each other and developing awareness both in the country and in the city, and be bound to each other in that way, yes.
Are there particular things that stand out in your mind as really highlights that came back with you that will be available for people to see?
One of the things is an olive wood carving of the Nativity, which is not very uncommon, and yet this one has a wall built into it, which is just a sign of the experience that people have there with the wall separating people. That's one thing. Another thing that I brought back was a collection of Christmas ornaments that are made out of pieces of broken glass from the streets after the Intifada in Bethlehem and in Hebron. And our church there, Christmas Lutheran Church in Bethlehem, in response to that very difficult time, taught the children of the community how to take broken pieces of glass and make stained glass Christmas ornaments out of them. And they used that opportunity to teach a useful art and also to make things of art. And one of the things I have is a catalog where you can buy Christmas ornaments from pieces of broken glass if you wish. Again, just one of those connections that helps to make the story real for us.
It seems to me just a marvelous example, too, of a physical example of how the gospel becomes reality for us, that God takes the brokenness of the world and of our lives and manages by his wisdom and his transforming grace to make something beautiful and useful and celebrating something as high and holy as Christmas.
That's our faith. That's the people that we are, people of hope whose identity shines the brightest in places of despair.
This relationship then that is begun in these kinds of trips, are there any plans at this point for ongoing communication or staying in touch or promoting each other's concerns and cares through these very difficult times and situations?
I remain in email contact with Pastor Shihada, and I am interested in promoting the July event for anyone who may wish to go. On top of that, I would say that whenever our people get a chance to go to the Holy Land, if they are able to make their trip one which visits our churches there and not just the holy sites that are on normal pilgrimages, that will be a trip that will be worth the effort. To talk to the living stones and not just see the stones that are very ancient built into buildings.
If someone was interested in connecting for that kind of a trip or to go at another time, would there be opportunity to make connections or to make those arrangements, for example, through the Synod, or are those things best done through the travel agencies? Do we know at this point what would be most effective?
I would be very happy to receive that kind of interest in my office. I know that we want to work through the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America as a partner with the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Jordan and the Holy Land, just to make sure that what we do is brought to the attention of both churches and not something that is unnecessarily unhelpful. So that's the kind of oversight that I think should be exercised, but I would be happy to facilitate those conversations.
Maybe for our last few moments together, we could just talk a little bit about personal opportunities that a bishop might have coming back to his own synod. Where are the opportunities to share these kinds of stories and examples with folks as you go about your daily ministry as a bishop?
Well, this is one of them. And then also every month in the Echo, I have been reflecting again on part of the experience. I just finished visiting each of our conferences, the clergy in our conferences and other rostered leaders, and shared my experiences through a PowerPoint presentation. I will be sharing with the Religious Leaders Forum of Pittsburgh. This is a interreligious group of Christians and Jews and Muslims, again with a PowerPoint presentation. And I hope at our Synod Assembly to be able to bring some pictures as well, so that it's not just words, but pictures of what I saw there.
Well, we certainly do appreciate you taking the time again and making the effort to share the story in the context of Lutherans Alive. We do appreciate all that you do as our bishop, and certainly you stand as a model for us of ways to stay in touch with the church around the world as well as in our local circumstances.
Thank you very much.
God's blessings to you in all that you do.
And also with you.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us today on Lutherans Alive. We hope you've enjoyed this opportunity again to share in some of the details of a recent visit to the Holy Land that our bishop took with our Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. Until next time, this is Lutherans Alive. Good day, and God bless you.